Hello everyone. Well, I thought I would share with you my very first night in a caravan. Well, the very first night that I'll be able to remember. Apparently I have been on a caravan holiday before, but I was barely, well, I was probably less than 1 or 2. I was very small. My mum and dad had, I think it was called a Cavalier caravan or something. Anyway, it was a popular caravan of the time, I believe. And my mum and dad took themselves 4 boys and I think 4 dogs, similar to this type, from a place called Cherry Burton, which is near Beverley in the East Riding of Yorkshire, all the way down to Devon in a caravan. And it was towed, I think it must have been a VW Passat my dad had. My mum had a VW Beetle. That wouldn't have towed it. Shush. Now, so it's my first night in a caravan. It's a bit odd. Now Daisy's here. This is Daisy. If you're new to this channel you might not have seen Daisy, but here she is. She's one of the 2 dogs. So I've had a really busy day today. Nothing to do with caravans. It's to do with another problem I have, which again regular viewers will know. I have a little bit of a collection problem. Anyway, I've put a plaster on that. It's not solved, but I've got a temporary fix for it, so I've had to fork out for a storage unit. So we've been back and forth to the storage unit today. There's still loads more trips to go and I'm absolutely whacked. Been at work as well. I've not had my customary afternoon nap, so that's why the camera's not too close. So I'm absolutely exhausted, so I think I'll sleep very well in the caravan. I'll show you my setup, what I've done so far. So the caravan is on the drive at the moment, and all that I've done is plugged it in to the electrics. So I've got lights. I'm basically using the lights. I'm using the sockets to charge devices. I've got my TV and things. So there's no toilet facilities. I'll show you what I'm going to be doing for toileting in a minute. I've set the bed up. I'll show you everything. I'm sitting on one of the sofas. I've set up a single bed because this is how, well, we've decided we probably will do that when we're sharing the caravan, my partner and myself. We're probably going to have the beds as singles. We might make it into the double, but we're going to sleep this way instead of sleeping. I don't know which way you're supposed to sleep. I think you're supposed to sleep this way, sort of across the caravan. Anyway, tonight I'm going to sleep with my head at the front of the caravan. So this is what we're intending on trying, but we could still pull it out to make a double because we will be, I know it sounds disgusting to some folk, but we will be sharing the bed with 2 dogs. So we'll see. We've still got the 2 single doodahs. So my little girl, she's a little bit nonplussed, aren't you? You don't know where you are. I'm sure we'll be fine. Trust me. So do you want to see how the caravan looks at night? So here we have the lovely Daisy May looking very comfortable over there. So as you can see, I've still left the sofa on this side, and I've made up this side as my bed. Now what I've done, it's a single, but I've sort of cheated a bit. I've made it a little bit wider by pulling out the slats and adding, one of the inserts, just one, because it's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze on that with Daisy. So I've got the double fitted sheet on there, not the single. The single wouldn't quite stretch to it. I've got the single duvet, 4.5 tog. I washed the bedding today, but I didn't iron it. It's new bedding. So underneath this is that topper. If you saw my video what I've bought for the caravan, this is one of those 5cm toppers. It's got elasticated, I can't show you without undoing everything, it's got elasticated straps, so it fits on quite well. So as you can see, it gives me a little bit extra room, well, Daisy a bit of extra room. She'll sleep near the bottom of the bed here. So this is how I'm going to try it tonight. Sleeping that side. Oops, is it out of focus? Which makes more sense because the chest there acts as like a bedside table. So we'll see how it goes. Because I don't know if I've got internet here. I don't think the house internet will stretch. I almost thought about getting an extender, Wi-Fi extender, so I could possibly have the internet in the caravan. But I thought no, because you're not always going to be able to have internet when you're in the caravan. Of course, I've got my mobile phone, but the whole reason is to me is to get away from too much technology. I know a lot of people have Wi-Fi and all sorts in their caravan, but for me, I want it to be a bit simpler, a simpler way of living when we're in the caravan. So I've got some old-fashioned things to keep me amused if I wake up early. Started to read this book ages ago, Dawn French, Dear Fatty. As you can see, I haven't got very far. I've got tons and tons of books that are unread. So I'm thinking, once we get into caravanning, take the books, get those books read. Instead of just looking at the iPad all the time, read your books. And then once I've read the books, I can donate them to charity, which frees up some space at home. In case I get very, very bored, I've got the 2011 Owner's Handbook for this caravan, or if I come across a problem later. I've got my iPad, but as I said, I haven't tried the internet. We can get the internet in the garden, but we're right at the end of the garden now where I am, so I don't think it's going to work. I've got this little emergency light in case something should happen to the electrics, if whatever. It's quite bright. It's a good little useful thing. I got it from QVC. It's basically a little light, and it's very strong magnet, so it'll stick to anything magnetic. And it's a USB. You charge it up with a USB, but it also has a USB input there, so you can use it to top up your phone. It will charge the iPad partly, but not a full charge. It will. I haven't tried it on the phone, but I've just got that just in case I need a little emergency light for any reason. And so there's my iPad. Got all the blinds down. I haven't got these at the front now. You can't see it, but that's my garage door. No one can see me now unless they go around the caravan. I will be obviously pulling down the blinds and closing. The windows are quite open. I'll be cracking them. Well, maybe that one. Closing the others. I've got the side window just cracked as well to let some air in. I think this is all the lights that I've got on. Hang on, there's a mirror there, and I've just realised I've nothing on under this dressing gown. Oh, there we go. Is it focused now? Right, sorry about that. I just had to make sure that I was all done up. We don't want to see anything obscene in this video, do we? I brought this fan in from home. Well, from my home, which is a few metres away. I've just turned it off for the purpose of recording this, but I will have it on a low speed. Even on max speed, it's only about 26 watts. It's very good. I've forgotten to bring the remote. I've also forgotten my glasses. I'm wearing contact lenses at the moment, which obviously come out when I go to bed. Normally when I first get up, I put my glasses on in order to find my contact lenses. But I can't go in the house now again, because it means walking around the front of the house in my skimpies. Anyway, this, I'll turn it on now. This is on its low. It's very quiet. I'll probably have it on setting 1 or 2 during the night. But it not only oscillates, this particular fan. Can you see how it's moving up as well? It's going up. So it doesn't just go side to side oscillation like a normal fan. It also goes up and down. And it really, I've had this on because it's been a really warm day today, so I've had everything open. The roof lights open, the windows all cracked, door open, and I've had that fan on full blast. And it's certainly cooler. It feels cooler in this caravan than it does in my bedroom. So, but I will have that on, wafting a nice cool breeze over me. But yeah, it's very good. It's about £100, but certainly cheaper than a Dyson fan. Yeah, I think I've got every light on, apart from I haven't got every light on in the washroom. So this is what it looks like with the full lights. Certainly bright enough, isn't it? Obviously when I go to bed I'll only have one other little light, probably just that little reading light on until I go to sleep. I've got my telly to watch, but the trouble is I can't see it without, I have to keep my lenses in to be able to watch that. Oh. Well, it's not too late. I'm going to have to pop in and get my glasses, aren't I? Silly boy for forgetting them. I got this, I can't use the kettle I showed you in that video because both the kettle and the toaster are going back because they were dented. But I've had this kettle for a while. It's a travel kettle. I used to have it by my bed so I could have an early morning coffee, so that's what I brought. So in the morning I have my coffee black, so I've just got my coffee and a mug and a teaspoon. If I get peckish I've got a naked bar. And later for my bedtime drink I'm having a soya strawberry flavour milkshake thing, and I'll be taking my 5-HTP. These pills stop me from going on a mass not suicide, what do they call it? A massacre, that's it. It stops me, well, apart from the fact I have nothing to massacre anyone with, but this just keeps me calm when I'm at work. 5-HTP, it's a natural thing. It's made from some seed of something. It just makes me a little bit more chilled and able to cope with the stresses of life. I normally take one at bedtime. I do notice the difference. If I haven't taken one for a few days, I get more agitated by things. So it doesn't make you a zombie, it just makes you a little bit more chilled, you know. So I've got my telephone in case of emergencies. Just an old phone. But I've got it plugged in. No USB sockets in this Caravan because it's from 2011. But one of these fits just nicely. I can fit 4 USB devices into that. The TV's plugged into there, so obviously I have to unplug something to plug the kettle in. I don't think there's anything else I can show you, really. Yes, as I say, there's no... Hang on, let's turn all the lights on because we haven't got all of them on in here, have we? So I can't use any of the facilities, so I'm really testing out the bed. I mean, it looks lovely and cosy, but in case I do get caught short, I know it's a bit daft, but it's better than going outside and peeing in the garden. I've got these disposable urinal bags. I think they used to call them porta johns or something. Anyway, you just have a pee-pee in the bag and all your pee-pee's absorbed and turns into a sort of a solid thing that you can just pop in the bin. Good when you're, as it says, stuck in a traffic jam, long queue for the toilet, for men, women and children. Now you can go on the go. So that's a last resort. Hopefully I won't need that, but I'll use it over the toilet in case there's any dribbles, you know. So there's that. And I've put, and I'm finding things wrong as well with the Caravan. I've just put the bits, some bedding I'm not using and the other parts of the sofa, just put them in the wardrobe. Just noticed 2 things wrong today. Just a bit of glue will solve it, but that trim is coming off, look. I've also noticed, if I can reverse into the shower, is it going to focus? The fly screen on this vent is broken. I can put my finger through it, so I don't know if they'll sort it. This Caravan's going back now. I'm sorry I can't remember your name. I've only just read your comment, but a viewer commented on my non-working fan. As you can see, I've got the blind over it. He suggested it could be the fuse. Well, in my case it's not, because the lights on it do flash, so it means there is power to it. Anyway, the dealer's sorting that out for us. Whether they had to put a new motor in or whatever, that will be working, because it's got to go back for some awning rail repair. So I don't know whether they'll do anything about the broken fly screen. There's some other little things I'm finding. You know, I'm obviously not going to mention, I'll stick that bit myself that's loose there. Little things like that I'm not bothered about, you know. What I'm going to do, and comment below, I think it'll be a fairly easy job. I'm just not keen on these lights. Can you see how blue those are compared to, well, and that seems different. That's a bluey white. That's a warm light. The ceiling light's a warm light, the side lights are warm, the spotlights are quite a warm light, and even the strip lights. And again, we've got another of these horrible, that must be an LED. I know you can, looks like I can undo the panel through 3 screws, so I'm hoping I can just replace those with some warm white LEDs, because I just don't like the look of them. It's a little thing, I'm sure I can do it myself, but please comment below if you think that's possible. I think it will be, but plenty of you watching know a lot more about caravanning than I do. But you know, I'm learning, I'm taking you with me, well, us, on our journey. Daisy seems to be okay now, falling asleep. She'll be all right once we're in bed. So that's it, I think, for tonight at least. So what I'm going to have to do, I did bring some clothes with me, so I haven't just got my dressing gown, I've got my clothes for the morning. I sneaked into the caravan with my dressing gown on because I've just had a shower, but in the morning obviously I'll slip some clothes on to go into the house. So I've got some clothes, I'm going to have to slip them on because I need my glasses, to be honest. Once these lenses come out, I can't see a thing, it's just a blur. My whole life is a blur without these in, so I need the glasses. So I'm going to pop in now and just quickly grab them. I'll have to go around the front of the house, so I'll just pull on my jeans and put a top on, won't bother with pants and socks. Nobody's going to be looking that closely. So this isn't the end of the video. What's going to happen is I'm going to get in this bed, watch some TV, read a book, some books, a book, part of a book, probably, knowing me, about 2 paragraphs of a book, and then I'll fall asleep. What are you looking at, Daisy? She's looking at me as if I'm mental. I am mental, darling. Oh, bless her, she looks so worried. Daisy. Anyway, I'll see you in, I don't know, 5 or 6, 7 hours if I'm lucky, and I'll give you my verdict on the bed, the mattress topper, and if I heard any strange noises in the night. So I'll see you in a minute. Oh dear, morning. Well, that wasn't the best. That's not the best sleep I've had, to be honest. Oh dear. Well, I think I got to sleep about, what was it, about 10ish, and I woke up just after 5, so that's 7 hours. I've just got a bit of an achy back, and surprisingly, I'm a bit blocked up, a bit nasally. I don't know if it's because I had the fan on. I've woken up nasally inside the house when I've got that fan running all night, so it could be something to do with the fan rather than the caravan. What has got something to do with the caravan though is my aching back. I mean, it'll be fine once I get up and about, but it's, yeah, I'm gonna have to look into something else for the sleeping. People have suggested Duvelet, which I know about. I've looked at their stuff. It's a bit pricey, but at least they do make them bespoke. I mean, I think I'll look at that. I'll probably invest in something to fit exactly, because there's nothing worse. You know, the caravanning's all right, but if you're not going to get a good night's sleep, if you're going to wake up with a sore back, it can put a dampener on the holiday. Look, this is just first night. I might get more used to it. It's wherever you go. If you go abroad in a hotel, or if you rent a cottage, the beds are never as good as your own bed at home, are they? So I'll do something. I'm gonna have a look online as soon as I can get on the internet and research a bespoke Duvelet thing for the size of this bed. But yeah, I didn't hear any noises in the night, you know. Well, the fan would have, of course, having the fan on all night. It was only on low, but that obscures any other noise from outside. But now the fan's off, it's very quiet here anyway. I don't think I'd want to sleep in a caravan if we lived on a busy road. And Daisy seems okay, don't you, darling? Daisy, hey, little bit. She was a little bit worried about where she was, but you'll be all right, my little girl, my little Decimee. Hey. I hope she doesn't need to go to toilet. Well, she'll be all right for an hour or two. I'm going to read some of the Coachman manual. I think I'm going to make a coffee. Hopefully I won't blow the electrics, and sit up. Well, I've put my dressing gown. I'll sit up on the sofa actually, and well, I've got the television just there behind the camera. So I don't think there'll be much on at this time of day. What time is it now? Hang on. Well, 5:15. So I don't suppose there's much worth watching, but there's never much worth watching on television these days. Good job we've got YouTube and the catch up and my extensive collection of DVDs. Although I'll tell you what I have been watching of late and absolutely loving watching is old Coronation Street. Now I don't watch Coronation Street anymore. I haven't watched it for quite some years, but I did start watching it when I was a youth in the 80s. I think it was about 83 I started watching it. I never liked it because it was always something we had to watch when we visited my grandma and granddad, who lived in Cross Gates near Leeds, and at the time we lived down in Sussex. In school holidays we'd often come up on the train on the Intercity 125 to visit my grandma and granddad. So Crossroads, Emmerdale and Coronation Street were 3 programmes that if we were in the living room, we had to watch, and subsequently I didn't like them, but I just started watching it on my own on my little portable black and white television I had with the knob. No remote, you had the knob you had to change the channel with. But I was grateful for TV in my bedroom, you know. Back then it wasn't that common. And eventually I got myself a video recorder in my bedroom and then a colour telly, so you know. But where am I going with this? Oh yes, I started watching it and I sort of got hooked, and then my mum and dad didn't watch it, and I said to them, oh, it's not so bad, watch it, and they started watching it and they got hooked. So anyway, I don't watch it now, but the episodes I'm watching at the moment are from, I think I'm into 1984. Well, I think, no, actually I am in 83, surprisingly enough. Yeah, I think I'm in 83. So we've got all the classic characters. If you don't live in the UK, you probably won't know, but the people in it like Bet Lynch, Mavis Riley, Eddie Yates, Hilda Ogden, Elsie Tanner, and the Duckworths have just arrived, and it's just simple storylines. There's a little bit of drama, but nothing like the stuff you see on telly now. So I'll be alright once I've got up. I mean, yes, I'm a side sleeper, so I don't know if that's going to have any bearing. Just but yeah, it's my first night. I feel a little bit rough, as if I've been out drinking, but I don't drink, so it's alright on my own though. I don't know what I'm going to be like when I've got somebody there snoring. I think the answer is separate caravans, don't you? Separate caravans. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching my first night in a caravan, my experiences, and seeing me. Well, I can't see you, you're just a blur to me. Nothing in my eyes, of course, but it'll get better. But I think, yeah, it's just a bit firm when I'm used to having a lovely memory foam, you know, a mattress that thick at home inside, with about that much memory foam and then other foams, and I just love my bed in the house. So yeah, I'm going to, I think if you're on your back it's not so bad, but yeah, I'll look into alternatives. But of course, I mean, I bought these toppers on, you know, thinking they'd be okay, but I mean, you have to try things. I mean, they weren't too expensive. It might have been fine, but I know I wouldn't have been okay if it was just the mattress, or well, just the you know, the upholstery. I knew I had to have something on them, just from a brief lie down I had in this caravan before we bought it. So yeah, I'm going to look into some other options. So anyway, folks, if you're still watching, if you're not bored to tears, and you obviously, if you're a caravaner, can you tell me what you've done? You might have a nice duvet bed in your caravan, but if you've just got, especially if you sleep on the sofas, either singles or as a double, what have you bought to make it more comfortable for you? So please comment below and give me some ideas, and I'll have a look, see if I can improve things. But I'm going to sleep in here again tonight, because I'm not at work tomorrow, and we'll give it another go. And this tonight I'm going to do it as a double. I'm going to pull the thing right out, but I'm going to sleep across the van instead of parallel to it, if you know what I mean. Well, until the next time, caravanners and my other faithful viewers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.